it's your main man here, Double H man. You've got the three sexiest dudes in the world, man. The big man again. Nick's. First of all, Nick's shave. That's the first. I always say to you, Nick's shave. Basically, two things: Nick's shave. Devil, you're not American. I know that you keep on praying US, you're not American because I see a lot of American jerseys. Nick's, you need to shave. And I thought you got kicked out of your house because you. Can you explain that picture you put up on Twitter where I saw like a 2-inch TV set, no furniture,
in the world,
so explain.
In the words of Albert Einstein, don't believe everything you read on the internet.
A man before his time.
No. I want more deals because I'm confused. Isn't that your crib? You live in a mansion because I see like a fireplace there. I see like oak wood there. I see like a sort of Playboy.
I think I know what.
I see like some little extracurricular. Wait, what?
I think I know. That was the trap house.
Well, listen.
Nix was in the trap house. And that's how he gets his money to live in this mansion.
There's only so much I can say, especially online, innit? But
everything. The bando.
Everything is not what it seems. That's all I can say.
Nix has got that little 2-inch TV in the bando. That's where he makes his money so he can live in a mansion like this.
I don't want to look like.
So before we go into the main thing, so how have you guys been, man? How have your few days been, man? Give me anything interesting, man.
Well, it's the same old. Not really, much going on. Saw 2 of my friends today at a social distance. The first 2 people I've seen.
Of course it was.
A long, long time.
Of course it was.
I marked it out in the garden. You know what I mean? Marked it out in the garden, and we're
sounded like Cummins.
Oh yeah, no. Actually, no. That Cummins guy is just look. No one cares about the whole thing. But I wanted to ask you guys: is it a case of where people are like, okay, screw it, let's just? I think people have started to get into their own hands that screw this lockdown. So, because I can see loads of guys that are sort of doing it, but not really doing it. Mask, but not really mask. I'm seeing a host of people just coming together. So, what's happening? I'm confused.
I was looking at someone's Instagram story this morning, and I was like, they were at a rave. Like I ain't just talking about in someone's back garden. This looks like a building where there was balloons and everything. I was like, what is going? Like it wasn't packed, to be fair. There's a lot of space, but I was thinking, what is going on? But listen, I just come from the park now, innit? And everyone kept their distance from each other. But you can't stay in your house. You can't. It's especially when the weather's like this. You'll drive yourself mad.
Especially in England as well.
Look, exactly. We don't know if tomorrow we may not get this weather again. We don't know what's happening tomorrow or next week or next month. So, just be responsible, innit? Be responsible.
That's it. Be responsible. That's the key term. Be responsible. I think a lot of people are now like, yeah, this lockdown thing ain't serious. From when Boris come out and said, go to work, but stay at home, and gave us all that confusing message. Everyone's like, nah, these people ain't serious. So people have slowly started to come back to what they would consider more of a normality. And with what was said today, with stores opening on 15th of June, it looks like people are going to be encouraged more to leave their house. So I think people are kind of aware of that. I'm just kind of like, you know what? I'm not going to be stuck in these 4 walls. I'm going to go outside. But people are still keeping a distance from what I've seen. Although I have seen a few things like Neeks, a few videos of people having house parties and stupidness like that.
But the reality is, of a population of the UK, which is 66 million, how many, as a percentage-wise, are we seeing doing those kind of things? Like, it may look like, oh, yeah.
Wait, what kind of things?
What, as in, like, you're having a party, or might be 30 people not social distancing. What is 30 in the grand scheme of 66 million? Yeah, it's people that didn't need to, but it means that, let's say, 66,999,970 people are keeping it. I got a good bit of math I can count. I think that's why one thing I don't go on social media and just start putting people on blast. like, oh, why are you here? Why are you there? I don't know why you're there. And maybe the reason I can see you there because I'm there. I'm there. Maybe I shouldn't be there, innit?
Yeah.
I just, be responsible. That's what I can say. Yeah, I can also be responsible.
See, that would have been a better government tagline than "Stay alert."
Stay alert.
Neeks, you're in the wrong job, bro.
No. The government, those guys are a bunch of clowns, man. Those guys, them, Cummings, Boris, they're all a bunch of clowns, man. But look, man. So, guys,
before we go on, I just see there's someone, a Bayern fan in your chat. So, Neeks, if you ever have parties at your house, invite me. Listen, your name is How Good Is R9 Really? So you definitely ain't getting an invite.
yeah. Like basically, I'm not even going to address that. Actually, wait a minute. Are you drinking? You're drinking Malta Guinness.
So, no, this is Supermalt. This is the baby. Oh, you got the real
at war.
You got the real. No, I'll give you that. This is the pre-drink. This is the pre-drink. You move up until you get to
no. Basically, because I told you I was Supermalt because I was pumping the name. They sent me some cans and everything, and I said, boom. Since then, I've not heard anything from them. I said, wait a minute, you can't just stop sending me cans.
You know what?
Fully promote you.
You dropped the bag, bro. You dropped the bag on that one. They should have been sponsoring all your videos, bro. Every single video should have started with a Supermalt. What we're going to be talking about today.
Okay, guys, look, man, let's get into the main thing. So, guys, we still don't have an exact date as to when the Premier League is going to be pumping off, man. But what we do know is the La Liga is going to be starting off on the 8th of June. So obviously that is not fully 100% confirmed, but it said that it can start on the 8th of June. So we're just going to do like a La Liga talk. We're going to talk about where La Liga is right now. We're going to look at the teams. Obviously, we're going to look at Barcelona, Real Madrid, Atletico, maybe Sociedad, Valencia as well. Talk about their transfers, where the teams are at right now. Just do a little, because since we've not really talked about La Liga at length for ages since they stopped, we're going to just say where are all the teams right now in their squads and so forth. So, but before we really go into the minutia of La Liga, what do you guys feel about that whole thing of them coming back June 8th? Happy, excited? Is it maybe too soon? Do you think that Spain will be as good as Germany with regards to handling the whole affair? I'm
sorry, before we go into Liga, it has to be only just brief. We're not going to really talk about it, but in terms of the Premier League, they are coming back to training, contract training. Very, very soon.
But there's no specific dates yet when the Liga will resume.
I think they are making steps, to get into the process of it. It'd just be interesting to see which players are available or not available in terms of contracts and for how long. Because Igalo's due to go back to China on Friday, and Shanghai are not willing to extend his deal with us. I think they actually
buy the man. Don't be anti-Nigerian and buy the give him. Offer him his contract. Nick, sign the guy. Sign the guy.
I'm on offering him a 4-year, 75 million pound deal, which is about 360,000 a week. So obviously we can't match that, which he knows. But if we are to get him, we would have to buy him.
He wants to stay, but I think
we'd have to buy him. We're not willing to loan him, extend the loan. So yeah, that was just a Premier League update. We're getting closer. There's been a few positive tests, but again, in terms of percentage, it's very, very minute.
Also, shout out to all you losers who managed to leave school during this whole lockdown thing. Do you know how lucky you are that what I would give to have been at school during this time, where you have just been able to, and also you don't attend those Zoom classes anyway. Okay, you can do homework in your own time. If your parents are cool or something, just slip them a bit of vodka or something. They won't care whether you're doing your homework. So for all you guys out there who have had school away, you're pretty lucky, and screw you guys. So let me go over to Devon now. So do you think it's sort of maybe too early? Right time for them to be coming back? Do you think so? Or do you think, speaking to a large extent, that maybe football really is coming back? Now is this guys, now it's going to be Premier League, now it's going to be serious. So it's just going to be a rolling effects of normality coming back to football?
I'm quite surprised that Spain are coming back so soon, considering how hard they were hit. But they were very strict in their lockdown. They were very strict. My mum actually lives in Spain, so I know exactly what the lockdown was like over there, where not her and my stepdad, they weren't both allowed out at the same time. It was one house member allowed to do the shopping.
Whereabouts do they live?
My mum's about an hour south of Valencia, which is why I like Valencia. That's kind of my Spanish team. But yeah, so my mum didn't leave the house for like 2.5 months. And then gradually they started to allow kids under the age of 12 were allowed out with one parent for a maximum of 2 hours, but they weren't allowed to go to no kids' playgrounds and nothing like that. And then eventually they started to roll it out a little bit more, where things have become a little bit more normal now, but it's still not completely out of lockdown. So I'm a bit surprised that Spain's coming back so early. In terms of how they will handle it, I can't see them handling it as well as the Germans, just because the Spanish FA aren't necessarily the most, how am I going to put this? I wouldn't say they're the most trustworthy. In terms of governing boards, I wouldn't necessarily have much faith in them to get it correct, to get it right. But hopefully, fingers crossed, it does come back and it does run as smoothly as the Bundesliga has been, because no one wants to see anything negative happen out of this. No one wants to see anything bad come from this. So if they are ready, and I hope they are, I hope that it goes well and it is a success as much as the Bundesliga is, because obviously we want to see football. We want to see competitive football. The people of Spain, I'm sure they want to be able to follow their clubs, as well as the German fans of being able to follow their clubs, obviously behind closed doors. So within their house with their family members. In terms of it coming back and teams being ready, I think Real Madrid, because Real Madrid were on a bit of a tear before this whole thing's kicked off. They were doing pretty well. So we'll be interested to see if they can get back to that, or if it's going to take them a little while. Because we've seen in the Bundesliga, Bayern Munich have just carried on where they left off. Dortmund carried on where they left off. Generally, the big sides haven't really missed a step. So I wonder if that will be the same thing as in Spain.
It'll be interesting because the league, obviously in Spain, the title race is very, very close. Like if I remember correctly, it seems like an age ago, but it was changing like nearly week to week, innit? Where you get a leader, and then maybe someone might play earlier and they go on top, and then someone else draws level or goes 1 point ahead. So yeah, I think hitting the ground running is going to be very crucial. And I'm wondering that you said what, June the 8th? How long have they been in training for? Because I wonder if there's any teams who have contested whether it's a bit too soon to return. Have they got enough training? I
think they've been in training for 2 weeks. Didn't they come back into training just before Bundesliga came back?
I mean, or was it? Because I don't. Was it last week? Because it seems it was.
I think it was just before Bundesliga came back. They were in training.
The Premier League.
Well, no, I think the Premier League was maybe only a week ago. And that's why the Premier Leagues are trying to extend it. Because I think a date was put out around...
It's 15th or something around that, wasn't it?
Trying to extend it 1 week or so to like the 24th or something like that. So I was wondering if there's any Spanish teams who might think, yeah, we've got a few players who maybe hadn't returned straight away because maybe social distancing, whatever. Or if everyone has unanimously agreed to say, yeah, 8th is the real deal. But yeah, if we look at, I think because the Bundesliga, and I guess everyone's probably looking at the Bundesliga as a template base to say, what have they done? Have they been successful in, starting back? And it looks like 2 weeks in, everything is running as good as it can. Can we put those same things in place to make sure that everything's as smooth and as it can be? So I think having that Bundesliga starting already, I don't think we can really make a real complaint or a reason as a Spanish team to say, no, we're not ready, because it's kind of in front of you what you need to do. The players, the responsibility is now with the players to make sure that they stay fit. We've seen, and we're going to get onto it, but we've seen some players in the Bundesliga not start their first 2 games. Are they going to be big players? I'm not naming any names. I'm not even talking about anyone in particular. But are there going to be some big players who aren't as fit as they should be and have to miss out the first 2 games? And are they going to affect possible results. So it'll be interesting. I wouldn't say it's too early. As a fan, we just want to see it back. We want to see it back.
All right, so let's just pull up this league table so we can just sort of have a modicum of. Oops, what are you doing? All right, so as you can see there, so that is where things sort of lay. So Barcelona with 58 points, Madrid with 56 points, then Sevilla 47 points, Sociedad 46 points, Getafe 46. Atletico 45, Valencia 42. So, I think, second and first are pretty much doing their thing. But from third to, you can even maybe argue till eighth, it's pretty tight. So let's just look right at the top now. So I want to looking at Barcelona. I think, first of all, it's like Barcelona people have sort of have gotten onto Barcelona because they're like, man, look at what happened to them against Roma. Look what happened to them against Liverpool. But I think it's like 8 out of 11. Either 8 out of 11 or 9 out of 11 of the last league titles they've won. I think other 2 or 3 have gone to either Atletico or Real Madrid. So the consistency of what they've done has been pretty damn good. So but they've sort of somewhat struggled, with regards to getting a rhythm. Griezmann hasn't really hit the ground running and so forth. So it's still been like a one-man message up. But let's just look specifically at Griezmann. Do you feel that Griezmann is going to come back and do something? Because I've already given my thoughts on Griezmann. I think that the dude is like he's been pretty much a flop for Barcelona. He's been pretty much a flop, and I think that people need to stop. He's a French side chick. He's a French side chick. I'm not going to call him like a prostitute or an escort or anything, but he's a French side chick. Like, people need to just stop and relax. He was on the Mbappe bandwagon for the World Cup. He was there for the ride. He wasn't the main man. He wasn't the main screw. He's always been a Robin to someone else's Batman. But now that he's now required to be a big man, spotlight's too big. Spotlight.
A Robin to someone's Damien Duff.
Wait, what is it?
He said, we say a Robin to someone's Damien Duff.
No. Robin to someone's Batman, man. You heard what I said. You heard what I said. So, do you think that Griezmann could come back and actually, because I don't think so. I think they do this as side show. Do you think Griezmann can come back and actually really try and raise his game to really fully help assist Messi and become much more of a big time player?
You know what? Anyone that says yes, in terms of you're gonna come back from the break and hit the ground running, is living in you can say cuckoo land. It's a dream. Now it could happen. It could happen. We don't know. Anything is possible, but there's no evidence to suggest that's gonna happen. I was just thinking, like Alexis Sanchez. He obviously came to Man United in January, and his first season or first half of the season was
wait. Who? Who?
Alexis.
Who's that?
Alexis Sanchez, baby.
Oh, he plays professional football.
Apparently.
Okay. I will bing him because I use Bing. Google is overrated. I'll bing him after this.
Alexis Sanchez, whoa.
And he joined, and it was like, his first 6 months from January to end of the season wasn't good. And all Man United fans, including myself, was like, oh, cool. He has a preseason. He can get himself ready and fit and come in and hit the ground running and give us what we need. And it didn't happen. So there's no evidence to suggest Griezmann's going to, I don't know, come back from this rest over the lockdown and start lighting up La Liga. I need to see it. He's no spring chicken. I need to see the evidence on the pitch that this transfer was worth it. This transfer is successful. And until that, I'm not going to make any bold, positive predictions about Griezmann. It hasn't been a success so far, and he has to prove me wrong. I'm not going to make myself look like a fool and say, oh, yeah, Griezmann's going to come and lead Barcelona to another league title. No. When we left before the lockdown, it was Messi, and I'm going to assume after the lockdown it's Messi. And anything else that happens after that, I need to be proved wrong.
Yeah,
Dev?
I agree with that. To be honest, if Griezmann does turn up and does become the man to help Barcelona, lead Barcelona to a title, then I'll be very, very, very surprised. It will be a surprise if he does that. As Nick said, there's no evidence to back that up. I think Messi will always be the main man, and Suarez will always be his side piece, his backup. I reckon Ansu Fati will have more to do with Barcelona being successful this season than what Griezmann would. It hasn't worked for Griezmann so far this season. That doesn't mean he's a bad player. It just means he doesn't fit at Barcelona. I do think he's overrated. I don't think he's in that elite level of forward or striker or whatever you want to call him. I don't think he's there with your likes of your Mbappes and even your Salahs and those guys. I don't think he's in that ballpark. I think he's just underneath that. And I don't think he's the right fit for Barcelona. I don't think he will be a success at Barcelona. I think he will be sold at some point and he will go down as a flop.
Wow. Okay, so I mean,
it's a lot of money they spent, so he's got a lot to
look at what they did to Coutinho. Look what they did to look. Barcelona's transfers policies have. Let's just keep it real. Barcelona are the same team who did a swap deal to swap Eto'o for Ibra, the worst swap deal of all time, maybe the worst transfer deal of all time, and they bought Coutinho for like 2 billion. Bought Griezmann for about 3.5 billion.
Barcelona's transfers have been rubbish for a long time. Because remember when they were signing Alex Song and then man for us, Alex Hleb, and they for a long time they've been signing players, and you're thinking, what are you doing?
But you know, I even remember that whole Hleb thing because I remember when Hleb did that, I was like, you fool. You see, Nasri, say what you want, he won his title. When Hleb did that, I was like, bro, Arsenal works for you. You're just some Belarusian dude from the streets. Thingy works for you. He basically, that's what basically in Nigeria we call it long throat. He just basically that's when you want to, you're like, like long throat. It's like you're so long throat because he thought he was a bigger man and everything. Barcelona faded away.
You know what? I get it. Imagine you're Hleb, you come from Belarus. Like Barcelona say they want you. What other Belarusian footballer is going to play for Barcelona? Do you know what I mean? You come from Belarus, you've managed to make it to Arsenal, and now big boy Barcelona want you. I'm packing my bags, I'm going. You got to take that chance, man. You got to take that chance.
Okay, let me just hit the super chat, and I think this one involves Nick. Sias says that all Griezmann had to do was come to United. Loser.
Listen,
Nick, can you confirm? Was a Griezmann to United thing ever?
Yes. Yes, that was.
When? What year?
It was close.
Yes, it was. But I think what he did that summer was sign a new contract with Atletico, and then he joined Barca the next summer, basically. Because remember, he had a long, protracted saga.
Wait, what year was this? What year?
Oh, it was when I'm sure it was when they had the transfer ban.
So 16, 17, or was it?
Yeah, it's like 2017 or something like that.
Okay.
And he decided to stay. And I'm like I would have taken it. I think every Man United fan, we've been desperate for a while. So every Man United fan would have taken it. And it wouldn't have been 120 million. I think it was more around the 80 million mark. But yeah, I would have taken it. He's better than a lot of the players we got. So I was gonna say it couldn't be bad. We had Sanchez, who we thought was also better than a lot of players that we got. But yeah, he's better than Pereira, better than Lingard. I'll play him ahead of Mata. So I would have had him for me as someone just behind the main man. I wouldn't have had him as the number 9, especially in the Premier League. But I would have had him something like just behind the main man. That would have been I think a good signing. But it is what it is.
Thoughts on Ousmane Dembele, aka the Ous, because I'm seeing a very weird narrative I see on Twitter right now. Hopefully, it's not racially charged, because this whole thing it's like if people are reveling in Ousmane Dembele. Can I just clear something up with you guys? Because I don't trust these dudes in the live chat because they've all got agendas against me. So you guys, was the Ous to blame for Barcelona getting knocked out by Liverpool because he missed that chance to make it 4-0?
Partially, because if he scores that, then the tie is over.
Yeah, but Devo, Barcelona, so you're saying that Barcelona whole club, you can't defend a 3-0 lead?
No, I'm saying he's partially to blame
If you're Barcelona,
because his chance that he had to win it and to put it to bed, he missed it. So he has to take responsibility for that miss. Just the way that the Barcelona players who played at Anfield and threw away the 3-goal lead, they also have to take responsibility. He shares in that. The only person who can come out of that tie without saying that they are to blame for that is Messi. Everyone, all the rest of them, all of them, including Dembele, have to say, you know what, we screwed up. It's our fault.
Okay, so what do you think? So future for Usman, do you think him and Barcelona are forever done? And if he's forever done, Devil, I know your club would want him. Chelsea would want him.
The talk was 37 million. That is his price tag was up to. Like, who's take him for 37 million?
These guys are crazy. I will fund it. I will fund it. I don't think I even have 37. I don't think I've even got the number 37 in any accounts, but I'll find that money. I will fund it for Chelsea. That 37 mil, please.
Why? Why? Okay, let me ask you this seriously. Take away the fact that he is obviously an extremely talented player.
Very.
Yeah, with all the injuries that he's had, is he going to come back and be the exact same player that he was when he was broke through at 19? Or is he still that guy? Would you sign him and play him ahead of a Ziyech and a Pulisic?
Devil, what's my name?
Yeah, okay. Yeah, okay.
So there you go.
You should change the name to Have Blind Faith.
Hey, relax, chill. Come on, man, chill. As I said, Jose wanted to sign Griezmann instead of Lukaku. I never heard of Mourinho and Griezmann.
Yeah, he was closely linked to Man United. Closely linked.
That's the season because Jose joined us in 2016. Yeah. So it would have been.
Why did I never hear of this? Because look, everybody just talks about this, but so was it ever like a concrete, like, okay, we're now really realistically
very, very close.
And it was like Griezmann would have been. Listen, that was the signing. That was and every reporter was on it. Every fan, it was Griezmann to Man United, and then he didn't end up going anywhere that summer. I remember it didn't end up going anywhere. Again, for me, I wouldn't have had him as the number 9 or the lone striker. I think in the Premier League, the way that he plays, I feel like you need someone with him. So if you're going to play 2 up front, play 2 up front. If not, play him behind a number 9. I don't think he's physical enough, I don't mean just in terms of strength, but even in terms of pace, anything like that. It's just to play as the lone striker. But yeah. Dembele. Yeah.
So basically, thoughts on those? Do you think that he's done? Will we ever see him get to be world class, or what's your assessment?
I don't think he's done. He's young. How old is he now? 20. I want to say
22 or 20. I think he's 22 or 23.
Okay. No, I think he's still got time.
23.
But the injuries, they catch up on you. You look at someone like Michael Owen. He burst onto the scene. He was something else. And, pace was a massive attribute to him. And
pace
no, he was more than a pace merchant.
He was more than a pace merchant, man. Come on.
Striker. If you just look at I know Devin might be.
No, he was clutch. No, Owen was clutch in his team.
Owen was a bad boy. FA Cup final.
Like the finish for the winner from that angle of his left foot, mad.
Yeah.
The goal that he scored against Argentina, like, come on, man. So Owen was a baller, but when you have that many injuries, muscle injuries, I don't know what the level of all of Ousmane Dembele's injuries.
Isn't Dembele getting ligaments, right? Crucial ligaments,
and they take a toll on you.
Yeah,
they take a toll on you. There's only he ain't gonna be. I can put it like this: without injuries, he would have definitely been better. But I'm not gonna say he's finished. I can't say that at this stage because he's got probably 10 years, let's say, solid years of his career left if he can stay fit.
That's a big if.
37 million, I would take that risk. In this market, 37 million.
Now you say that, but the market. Wait.
37 mil, come on, man.
All I'm saying is, in the market 3 months ago, 37 million is nothing. But we don't know what's going to happen with the transfer market coming up. So you might whack out 37 million, then you see the transfer market drop, and you got guys like Sancho moving for 40. And you're thinking, hold on a minute.
Yeah.
What have I done? What have I done? You know what I mean? But I think Dembele obviously is a great player. We all saw his potential. But these injuries, and the particular injuries that he's had, could take a massive effect on his career. So in terms of your question, is he finished at Barcelona? I think he is.
Oh,
but that's not just I think he is. But that's not just because of himself, but I think that's because of the financial difficulties that they found themselves in.
Yeah.
He could be a player that they can offload.
And I think if they are serious about making a move for Neymar, he's definitely a player. Him, Coutinho. I don't know if they're going to get rid of Griezmann after 1 year, but definitely him and Coutinho will be people that they'll be happy to get rid of if it meant they can go and get Neymar. But what I was going to say, when it comes to the transfer market, there's going to be one club or one player who's going to have to take that hit, because it's that transfer that's going to make it drop. So if a Sancho, for example, goes for 60 million, and Dortmund like, damn, we only got 60 million for him, but it's because he went for 60 that everyone else, their value automatically drops. It's like the same way it worked the other way. The Pogba went for 90, this person there, and then Neymar went for 200, and everyone's price rose.
Yeah.
So I think, and then Barca's looking at it like, damn, we sold Neymar for 200, and I didn't have a control over it, whilst we're having to buy Coutinho of 140. But it was because of that transfer why everyone's price went up in it. So one club and one will have to take the first hit of a drop in price, and then everything else will kind of follow that market. So it depends who it is. I'll happily take a 60 million Sancho. So happy.
Slide again. So it's a front three of Martial, Rashford, and Us. Oh my God. So who plays striker then?
Martial.
How good is he through? Is he better through the middle than he is out
there? This season. Remember, it's Dan James, Rashford, and Martial.
Dan who?
Listen, it is what it is. It shouldn't have been, but that's what it's been.
Dan James, bitch.
Oh, yeah. Cool, man.
What does a forward call him? Choir boy or something like that.
Choir boy, yeah.
Wait. No, be clear here. I never said Ibrahimovic is the worst signing. I said that was the worst deal done. Gallas is the worst signing. So Gallas. So Devil,
actually, you know what? Yeah, I forgot about that.
Sign this?
You know what? Gallas was a good sign until he wasn't. Do you know what I mean? He did all right for us, and then it just unraveled spectacularly.
Wait, correct me if I'm wrong. Was the Gallas downfall the game where Eduardo broke his leg, and then Gallas just sort of sat down on the pitch?
Yes, and that's the game that we lost the title in that game.
Yeah.
That's the game that lost us the title. Yeah.
Because I remember, because I said, if, let's say, Eduardo didn't get injured, Arsenal maybe won that game, I think Wenger's trajectory is different, because I think Arsenal win the title that season, and maybe we have a whole different kind of. I think that was the game in which the Wenger thing just sort of went down.
Yeah,
but there was so much in that game that was like so Arsenal, because they were down to 10 men. Walcott came. I don't know if he came off the bench, but he scored 2 goals. Like that was not. He didn't burst onto the scene that game, but it was like this guy. Like he's a potential, innit? Yeah. 2 brilliant goals. One was definitely brilliant, I remember. And then the game was kind of just meandering along, 2-1, we're going to win this game, and goes, I think it was 6 points or 8 points clear or something like that. And then some foolishness happened, and Clichy took his hand.
Clichy, yeah.
Yeah, and hooked down McFadden, I think it was.
Yeah.
And so you drew 2-2 to 10 men Birmingham, who were one of a relegation threatened club. And it was like, that became typical Arsenal. Throwing away leads against poor teams in stages and games that you should never lose points.
Was it that game? I think it was that game as well where we was 2-1 up and we could have went 3-1. I think Adebayor and Bentner, and Adebayor didn't want to pass it, or the other way around. All he had to do was square it, and whoever it was would have had and they had a bit of an argument about it, and they always had tension, and that's what led to their fight at White Hart Lane. But I remember that. It's like, you pass that, we win the game.
No, but nothing beats Lee, Boyer, and
Kieran Dyer.
Yeah, that's still the one of the wildest thing I've ever seen in my life. And so before we could look at Real, Gato says, HH, remove your specs and see the lights like Cristiano yesterday. So basically he's referring to
tell me.
We did a thing where we looked at Real Madrid's 3-peat. I'll talk about it after So just let's just carry on with the show. So Real Madrid, as we can see there, in second place, 58 points. But what is interesting about this is 19 conceded.
Yeah, I saw that earlier. Yeah.
So very good defensive thing. The issue are those 8 draws. Those 8 draws that they have. Only 3 losses, but it's those 8 draws. A lot of those draws really should have been wins because, to be honest, Real Madrid should be clear by 3, 4, 5 points. They should be. They've literally just thrown this title away. So, looking at Real Madrid now, then, do you? The main thing is this, and I'm going to open up a whole bunch of hates. So, the European Cup winner is coming home, like the World Cup semi, the guy who came third in the World Cup and so forth, like the top 3 guy, he's coming home. He's coming home, aka Zad. And do you think that? Because I think that this season should be a write-up for Zad. I know people won't want that. Cool. Hate him all they want, but I think this season should be a write-off. What kind of Zad do you think we can get for this? Wait, Nick, guys, can you stop? Guys, this is a football dogger. We're supposed to be serious here. Why are you guys grinning? Okay, please, can you just have like a serious...
I'm happy to be here.
We're supposed to be professional. I can see you smacking and everything. Let's just have a serious... let's try and, we're trying to be professional here. Please, come on, guys. Let's fix up. So, with Zad coming back, do you think that... What kind of impact do you think he can make for Real Madrid? What kind of contributions do you think he can have? Nix.
To be fair, I actually think he's going to have a decent end to the season. There were stages throughout the season. I say stages. There was a stage in the season where I think after he got over his major injury, the first injury that he got, and he came back and he had a few good games and he was impacting a couple of games. Not as good as we've seen in the past, but he didn't look out of place. And then he got another injury. So if he is fit, which I'm hearing that he is, and I haven't actually seen any pictures, but people are saying that he's a bit more trim. He's probably looking at his brother, Thorgan, tits and that.
Oh man, it's like that is such low hanging fruits, man. No. He's called Lil Bro. That's his name. He's called Lil Bro.
But you can still be inspired by your little brother.
Listen, the student become the master and all that kind of stuff. But I think he can have a decent end to the season. I'm not expecting to pull up trees. And again, I need to see it. Have you got over the malaise of the start of the season? You have to go and show it to me. But I do feel that he ain't gonna flop and drop. Not drop the baton, but just completely bum out the rest of the season. He's got something to prove. And I think he knows that he's got something to prove. Going to Real Madrid ain't a joke. They will hang you. Like, they don't care. They don't care what you've done for them in the past. And he ain't done nothing. So he's got a lot to prove. And I think, this season can maybe kickstart. The end of the season can kickstart his Real Madrid career.
Dev? Well, you know what? You raised a good point. They will boo you. They booed Cristiano Ronaldo at the Bernabeu. And this man was scoring 50, 60 goals a season. So if Hazard doesn't come good soon, they will lose patience with him. I think he's obviously got the skills and he's got the talent in his locker to achieve what he needs to achieve at Real Madrid. He just needs to now get on the pitch and prove it. I think, same as Nix, I think he will have a good end to the season if he can stay fit. And if he was to be the catalyst for Real Madrid to leapfrog Barcelona and win the league, he'll be a hero there for a brief period of time until the next season. And if he has 3 bad games, they'll boo him. But I think the key man for Real Madrid is Benzema. If Benzema could continue doing what he was doing before lockdown, then they have a chance. Because obviously we see what they're doing at the back. Defensively, they're great. They just need to score some more goals. Having a fit Hazard should help with that. But if Benzema could keep doing what he's doing, because he's having a brilliant season. Not sure how many goals and assists he's got, but it's a lot. Like, he's doing bits this season. At one point, he was on a par with Lewandowski, but I think Dowski kind of, left him in the dust a little bit. But if Benzema could keep doing that, then they've got a chance.
In the league, he's on 40 goals in 26 games. 14 goals, 6 assists. So it's 20 contributions in 26 games.
Oh, actually, I think that's similar to my record with Sampdoria. No, sorry, with Atalanta on Pro Evo, become a legend. I'm 20. No, let me land. I'm 20 years old. I'm the best player on my team. We play 4-3-3. I'm about 5 foot tall, shortest guy you've ever seen in your life. So why do you keep on doing a long ball to me when I'm short? But yeah, I think I'm on 14 goals right now for the season, man. So my guys are doing pretty good. So me and Benzema are quite similar.
But how good are you really?
I'm pretty damn good. Like, ask anyone if you like, because I go on Twitch. I've scored some of the best goals you've ever seen a guy score on Priv. My guys is superb. So before we look at other teams, Vinicius, thoughts? What's your assessment on Vinicius?
I like him. I
don't think that he's going to become anything. I think like he'll just become like a guy who comes in and out. I don't think he'll become anything.
I like him. I just think he's a bit raw. You know, he's a very good footballer, but I think he needs to learn. It's the same with quite a few young players where you need to learn patience and learn decision making, like to when to do this and when to do that. I think sometimes he just wants to, you know, his brain works quicker than what his feet do. Do you know what I mean? I think sometimes you just have to take your time before you make these decisions. He's a bit rash, a bit raw, but he still was he 18, 19? How old?
Well, I think he's like 19. I think.
Yeah, 19. Yeah, he's got time, man.
And he balled in the El Clasico, isn't it? So
he's 19. Wow, he's 19.
Yeah, he's got time.
He's got ability. His dribbling ability is good. I think as a young player, put like this, there's been better young players in terms of decision making in the key times, the key moments in the final third. His approach play is generally decent, but it's just when he gets into good positions, he don't always make the right decision. You'd hope that as time goes on, he knows. It becomes, first you have to learn it, and you have to think consciously, should I cross, should I pass, should I shoot? But you hope then it becomes natural, and you just know that, well, I'm in this position, my striker's going to be there, or that person's going to be there, and you just make that decision. At the moment, he's acting on instinct a lot, but his instinct ain't at the level that Real Madrid needed. So you're going to get inconsistency. But that's why, you can't, for me, you can't just put him in and say you're the first choice. That's why you've got a Bale, you've got a Hazard, you've got Benzema, Isco, etc. Players who have been there, done that. And Vinicius is supposed to play maybe half the league games to see, as opposed to being the main. But because of different injuries and different issues for players like Bale, for example, a lot of the young players like Rodrigo, etc., are having to play maybe more than Zidane would have wanted.
So Real replaced Cristiano with Zad. Stupidity. No, they didn't. He wasn't a Cristiano. Zad was
Mariano.
Was bought. Nix, don't choke on your drink, man. Don't choke on your drink. He wasn't a replacement. He was just.
It was Mariano they signed to replace Cristiano.
So I don't know what. Guys, can we just please stop insulting and let the guy just play? So looking at Sevilla, Real Sociedad, Getafe. So who do you say makes top four? Do you think that it stays as is, or do you think Atletico can somehow find their way in that top four?
I'm gonna back Atletico just because they have been doing it one way or another. But it's gonna be close. And I actually think of all the teams, I'll say all the teams, we're talking about the top teams. I think Atletico may struggle to hit the ground running because they don't score a lot of goals in general, and recreating or getting back to a level to score enough goals to win a game might not be so simple. You mentioned Bayern Munich, I know we're going to talk about them. Bayern Munich won the game on the weekend, but they conceded 3 goals. Was it 3 goals or 3 goals? I can't remember now.
2
goals.
But if Atletico were to concede, for example, where are their goals coming from?
But they're making some moves in the transfer market, though. They're making some interesting moves. I think they want Cavani.
But this season,
they need something.
They need because who I don't know who's playing. It's going to be Costa. And they make 31 goals.
That's
disgusting. And I think wasn't it you that posted this in the group?
Yeah, he's injured, and I think it's a
crucial.
Yeah, 31 goals in 27 games is not good, and they've got 21 goals they've conceded. So the balance ain't even. It's not like it's 31 scored, 8 conceded.
Oh my God! I'm just picking that 31 goals. Oh
Yeah.
oh.
Look at the draws as well. 12 draws. They've drawn more than they've won.
That's draw specialist.
Yeah, it's not a good season for them.
You guys are
But you know what?
This makes the Liverpool loss even more sort of embarrassing for Liverpool, man.
But I mean, Atletico Madrid, you'd like to back them because they've done it before. But personally, I'd like to see Getafe and Real Sociedad finish in the top 4 because Getafe have no right being there.
That's
no right whatsoever
amazing, yeah.
being there. So it's similar to Sheffield United. No right to be in this conversation.
What the hell are Granada doing? In those guys are supposed to be getting bent over in each game. What are they doing at 9th?
Yeah.
Wow. All right. Yeah. So, in case you guys don't know, the huge game tomorrow. Huge game happening tomorrow, which is of course Bayern Munich against Dortmund. All right, let me just sort of boost that so you guys can see what iguana. Cool. So we've got Bayern Munich against Dortmund. Well, and see now, this is the thing where we can now talk about this whole behind closed doors thing. If this was during regular times, I'll still pick Bayern, but Dortmund's massive advantage is their home crowd. That is a major, major factor for Dortmund. And I think that crowd really gives them that extra strength. So if we're coming into this in regular times, that crowd knowing that, my gosh, if we win this at the crib, we now fall just a point behind Bayern. That game would have, it would be much more of an event, and that crowd will be crazy.
Sorry, where's the game?
It's in Dortmund.
Oh.
So that's the thing. And that's why for me, I think this is, especially looking at Bayern's, because see, this is what I've always said. Bayern can play badly and win. Dortmund can't play badly and win. Most of Dortmund's games, they play well and they win. Whenever they don't play well, most likely they lose. So everything is in Bayern's favor. And I just see Bayern, whether they play well or medium or something, I just see them going in there and just saying what's up to Dortmund. So how do you guys think the game will go tomorrow?
You don't want to bet against Bayern. You don't want to get the way Bayern are playing at the moment. You won't really want to bet against them. I agree that behind closed doors will help them immensely because Dortmund is renowned for having one of the best atmospheres in European football, especially in games like that.
No, and also, isn't it like it is the best average attendance in Europe?
Yeah. I think it's like the 3rd biggest stadium in Europe or something. I think obviously Nou Camp is the biggest. And then I think Wembley and then Dortmund, if I'm not mistaken, it's got 80-odd thousand. But it's a tough one because was it earlier this season when they had that crazy game? Was that in the Cup? Bayern versus Dortmund, and it ended up 4-3 or something like that. Yeah, and I think Dortmund were like 2 goals behind and ended up coming back and winning it 4-3 or something like that. But that was a lot because of the atmosphere. It was mental. But Bayern Munich are on a bit of a tear at the moment. And Dortmund, although they have looked decent since the league's come back, there were moments at the beginning of the Schalke game where they looked a bit shaky. They started off a bit slow. I didn't see them in the game at the weekend against Wolfsburg. I missed that one. But with Dowski on the pitch and on fire, Muller's on fire, Gnabry's on fire, even Koeman's looking good at the moment. Bayern Munich, I think they will have too much for Dortmund. I think Dortmund defensively look a bit shaky since they've come back. Kanji's been a bit shaky, especially. They're missing Witsel. They're missing Emre Can, although I know he came off the bench in the last game. I just think Bayern will be too strong for him. I think this will be the moment where Bayern are like, okay, we've won the league again.
Damn, man. I hope Dortmund win. Just for the sake of the league, the title race. Because it's 4 points difference.
Yeah.
A 7-point gap for me is game over.
Yeah.
Because how many games played? 27. So there's
7 games left.
7 games left. Yes. Bayern aren't losing a 7-point lead with 6 games to go. No way.
It's impossible.
I think for the sake of the league's excitement, Dortmund, they can't lose. And for me, they have to win.
No, they have to win. They have like a draw is still like, but they have to win.
It's not fatal, but it's difficult. But because at one point you win that game, mentally it's a different ball game. You can take that momentum for the last game. Bayern are now properly looking over their shoulders. If the fixtures fall, if you're playing before them, you go ahead of them 2 points, and they have to play catch up. So this is a must-win game for Dortmund, and I feel Sancho's going to start. He hasn't started the first 2 games. I feel like he might start. He came off the bench and did he get an assist on the weekend? I feel like he did. I think he did. Anyway,
Wait, who?
Sancho.
Yes, no.
He was involved in the goal, but I don't know if he got the assist.
But I feel like he's going to start this game. They need everything. They need everything and everyone on the top of the game.
If they're not at their best, they lose.
Well, who Bayern got? What's Bayern's last 6 fixtures? Have they got anyone like Leipzig or Leverkusen or anyone like that? Because then that could be quite interesting.
Leverkusen.
They got Leverkusen, yeah. Gladbach. So they've got
away.
Wolfsburg away is not the easiest, but Leverkusen away is a big game.
I mean, Gladbach will be tricky.
What's Dortmund?
They will colonize Dusseldorf. They will colonize Freiburg.
Quick question: Is the cup finished, or is it happening? Or
I'm not sure. I don't know whether they're still doing cup competitions. So maybe they're just going to scrap that because it's too complex. So
Dortmund
they have Paderborn away.
See, Dortmund have got a much. Leipzig.
Leipzig away. I mean, I know it's home away. It doesn't make much difference now, but Leipzig away.
See, but Dortmund have got the easier running. So if they get 3 points against Bayern, and Bayern have to go to Leverkusen next week.
Yeah, the week after.
Oh no, the week after.
Yeah.
Leverkusen are flying themselves. So Leverkusen gets something out of that.
Yeah, 6th of June.
Ooh.
So this is a must-win game. I hope they do win it. I hope they do.
Yeah.
If I have to pick a result, I'm gonna, I guess, sit on the fence and say a draw.
Don't sit on the fence, man. Get off
but
the fence.
even a draw could kind of bring Leipzig back into it if they win negative.
And look, Leipzig, they were on fire on the weekend.
Yeah.
But
they made up for last week.
Kai Havertz, man. He's doing all right, man.
Oh, for Leverkusen, Kai Havertz. Yeah. He got a goal. 2 goals, isn't it? One from the penalties.
He's scored 4 goals since we come back from lockdown.
Do you think he's going to make a move this summer? I hope he doesn't. I want him to stay another year.
I think he will stay there. I think he made noises saying he doesn't want to leave yet.
This right here is pretty crazy. I know that he's a domestic merchant and everything, but even if you're a domestic merchant, man, this is pretty crazy, man.
I've hoped someone in the chat, Estezach or something like that, says, if Haaland balls, you must give him a nickname.
No.
What nickname you give? If he balls and scores the winning goal, are you going to give him a nickname? Terminator.
No. He has to do more to get it. Do you know what you have to do to get a nickname?
He's Android.
Do you know what the Us has done to be called to be given a name? Do you know what the Prodigy has done to be given a nickname? Do you know what Mar has done to give it a nickname? Do you know what Rad has done to get a nickname? You've got to have that swag. You've got to have that you've got to have that Lala Kiki. You've got to have the Lala.
Oh, but look at Android 16. He was just a big chunk of metal whose one aim was kill Goku. Now this guy, big chunk of human, it's just goal. Goal score. Like that's him. So
we should just call him Android 9 or something. He deserves it. But this is ridiculous. 42 goals, 35 appearances.
That is pretty crazy.
Dowski.
What am I looking at?
Yeah. This is Lewandowski.
So
11
goals. 47 goal involvements in 35 games.
Only 5 assists. Tapping merchant.
Yeah, I mean, like when you just look at that is pretty insane.
Look at that Champions League.
Yeah, he's done a matching this season.
Yeah, I think it was the game where he scored like 3 or 4 goals or something. Because that's basically, if you score a hat-trick in the game, your numbers will spike up.
Wait, I thought he got 3 assists in that Chelsea game. Maybe it was just the 2. I thought he was 3, but yeah, that's it.
No, that is pretty
Oh,
damn.
5 assists. Now I'm not saying, the man got 42 goals. I'm not taking that away. Does that say anything? I don't know. Did we read anything into that? Is it just like I don't?
Yeah, but look at Muller's just been putting them on a plate for him, bro.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean? It's like his job is just to finish things off. I want you in the box, finish things off. Let's bring up Haaland's stats.
Oh, what?
Let's have a look at your guy Haaland. I just want to have a look at something.
Wait, do we have
something?
And the chat is asking for Timo Werner as well. So bring that up after.
Man, screw the chat, man.
They're our bread and butter. Listen, I don't say screw the chat.
I don't care, man. Screw the people, man.
We appreciate you guys.
I don't.
Let's see. Haaland. So if you look at the Bundesliga, he's got 10 goals in 10 games.
But first of all, that's Salzburg. That was group.
No, but I'm looking at the minutes. Look at the minutes. So Lewandowski had 42 goals in 2,749 minutes. Yeah, just let that sink in. 2,000, although they ain't counting the minutes in Bundesliga, are they?
No,
that's why. In Austria. Sorry.
Okay, yeah.
So that's not. They're counting the goals, but they're not counting the minutes.
10 goals.
I was gonna say that don't make no sense.
They're not counting any assists there either, so I don't. He can't not have any assist in all those.
Yeah.
Let me see. Let me get the real stats up because obviously Halford doesn't know what he's doing.
No. But you cannot. So guys, just remember that when Rashford is never winning a Ballon d'Or, he's never happening. If Rashford wins a Ballon d'Or, Saeed, I will literally pay you 500 plus interest. If Marcus Rashford gets on that podium with the Ballon d'Or, I will pay you 500 plus interest if he gets there. It's never happening. It is never happening, bro.
Just to clarify, so the stats I'm looking at, Haaland has 41 goals and 10 assists in 35 games. In the Bundesliga, he has 10 goals, 3 assists in 10 games, and Champions League, he has 10 goals, 1 assist in 8 games. That's mad.
So this is Timo Werner that we're looking at here. Okay. Not bad.
41 goal involvements.
Yeah.
Not bad. 24 goals.
41, yeah.
26 appearances. 4 goals, 7 appearances.
If we just look at club is 30 goals in 38 games.
Okay, since you think he's new Maradona, let us check out this dude then. Let's check this dude's stats. Let's see how good this dude really is then.
Wait, who's we
talking about?
No.
All right. The new Cristiano.
14 goals in 22 appearances.
18 in 20.
This is the new. So this is the future Ballon d'Or winner. 14 in what? How many minutes? That's 1,882 minutes. 4 assists.
So 18 goal and assist in 22 games.
Yeah, so that's a.
Who else has done that in the Premier League this season?
Actually, wait. How much does Tammy?
Who else has done that in the Premier League this season?
Wait.
Rashford was on one this season. People have to understand how good he's been.
And I'm like, this break is good for him because at least now he can finish the season. He can actually finish the season. And he was on course.
Let's see what this dude is on. I think I checked this before. Let's just see what this, because I'm always afraid to check these guys' numbers, man. Remember, guys, it's about the eye test, guys. But we're just doing this for a laugh. I'm all about the eye test. This is just for entertainment.
Oh, Messi.
Not that good.
Well, you say not that.
19-21, 12 assists.
Yeah, look at that, bro.
But were they really assists, though? Were they really assists? Look
at that.
Yeah, that's mad. What was that? 31?
31 in 20. Well, I don't know. That one sub appearance could have been a few minutes.
No. Oh, yeah. He came to the pitch. He might have scored in that time when he came to the pitch. That's Messi.
He probably did.
Probably did.
So
Yeah.
that's 20. Wait,
Oh, so
that's,
he's only scored two in the CL, 3 assists.
that's ridiculous, man.
38, 43, and 35 in all comps.
Mm. But that's just Messi.
Oh,
And you know what?
oh,
People
oh.
will look at this. People will look at this and say Dalsey should get the Ballon d'Or because Messi's not doing. But when you look at Messi's numbers, no one else in the world does this season in, season out. No one.
Oh, Neeks.
Yeah.
Remember this is his debut season. This is his debut season. Okay.
No, it's not his debut
His
season.
debut season.
It's not his
Can I
debut.
land? Can I land? This is his debut season.
It's
No, it's
debut
not.
season.
It's
So
not.
it is. So this is his first ever Premier League season.
No, it's not. He
It's
had
not.
Premier League season. with
No,
Swansea.
look, Knicks. I was C-set maths. So I was not really that good at maths, but I'm all right. Last I checked, it's 16 more than 14. Just bear with me. Is 16 more than 14?
Wait, what we find?
What's that? What?
No, look at the Premier League. Look at the Premier League.
Talk.
Premier League.
Wait, you can't talk? Why? Have you got speech issue?
Look at the Premier League.
Knicks, I know. I will want to be a great speech therapist. What would you want?
Look at the Premier League.
What?
Look at the Premier League. He's got 13
No.
goals. And Rashford has
Rashford overall was 14, 15.
no.
First season 16.
The best way, you know, the best way.
Coming for you in Allianz. We're coming for you.
Do you know the best way to solve this? Look at the minutes played. He's got a better goal ratio in
Rashford
minutes
already
played.
has 18, 19 goals in the season, all competitions. So he's behind him in the league. He's behind him in all competitions.
Look, Adage 3, don't waste your super chats on faulty. Nah.
He's there. He played a whole season in the Premier League and did not.
So Tammy,
Now.
Jamie. I don't know who is Jamie? I don't know who he's called. Jamie played for Swansea in the Premier League, scored 5. Oh yeah. Who is Jamie?
Who is Tammy?
Jamie. You know, it says Jamie. Jamie played for Swansea. Okay. Thank you for saying Jamie. I don't know who that is. If you can.
So what you're telling me is the striker.
Who Jamie is?
The striker Tammy Abraham. Yes. The striker Tammy Abraham.
Look, give me my props. Just give him his props. This is like Rashford's sixth season? His sixth season?
Just added numbers.
This is sixth.
2014. 2014 he started.
My boy Sammy. Look, bring Bayern in Allianz, man. We will levitate them in Allianz. We will levitate those boys in the Allianz. Tammy Brace. We will levitate those boys, man.
I've already listened. End of the season, I've got you, Forward, and Anita from Gold Diggers. You're all coming on Neat Sports, and I'm going.
I will. Knicks, give me the invites. I will be there sharp.
You lot.
I will
It's going to be me dealing with all three of you, and I want apologies. On your knees, whatever you need. I need apologies for the slander and the lies that have been told this season regarding Tammy and Rashford.
So just let's just check Aubameyang stats.
Sorry, before you go on, a lot of people saying Rashford taking pens. Rashford has scored 5 penalties.
Oh, penalties!
He's won 4 of them. He has won.
Look at this man. Look at this man.
He's winning the penalties. When Tammy won the penalty in the Super Cup, he missed it.
So all this time,
and then he was taking off penalties. So
Knicks, how shameless can you be? How shameless can you be? Nawa. All right, let me. So this is Aubameyang's thing.
Big boy speed, relax.
17
No
in
assists.
26.
No assists.
Wow.
Wait, he plays left sometime. He must. One assist. I thought he would have got more playing on the left.
Nah, no assists. But if he's playing on the left, he's giving the ball to Lacazette.
God.
You ain't getting no assist off of that. You ain't getting nothing off of that.
I was looking at some stuff, and what's your thoughts on where Aubameyang should play? Because wherever he plays, he scores. Like he scores goals.
No, for me, no. True, wherever he plays, he scores. But
talking to Devo,
he's striker straight through the middle.
Talking to Devo, I need an expert opinion on this one.
Whoa, that's harsh.
Yeah, for me, he is you have to play him through the middle. That's his strength. You play him through the middle. You can only play him out wide if you have a fluid front three. You can't play him out wide and just leave him out there. That don't make no sense. If you're going to play him wide, you have to have someone in the middle who can interchange with him, like a Martinelli, for example, throughout the game, so they can weave in and out. So you could kind of confuse defenders as they don't know whether to stay wide with Martinelli or if they're going to move Aubameyang back in the middle. So you've got them kind of interweave in between. But when we play Lacazette, it's just so one-dimensional.
Yeah, I guess Lacazette a move across the front.
No, but I think you don't sacrifice Aubameyang for Lacazette. But
the question is it a sacrifice if he's still scoring from the left?
He is, but we also got chances that are created in the middle, which Lacazette is not going to score, which Aubameyang more likely would. So if we had a proper left inside forward or left winger, we would probably it would be advantageous for us rather than having our goal scorer on the left not in the middle of the box when the chances are being created.
So can we just come to an agreement that no one here thinks Rashford is better than Mbappe?
Save your money.
Obviously.
Save your money.
Obviously.
Save your money for a better season.
If this is let's just say that. No. Okay, so last thing, because I think people wanted us to use, and I think this guy, I believe, has the best goal scoring rates in Europe, I believe, and that is Ciro Immobile, 27 and 25. So he had already hit 27 before Remember, Lewandowski was on 25.
Yeah.
Before Bundesliga started, so I think he was already on 27.
Sorry, go on.
Yes, no, that's what I said. Yeah, so I think he has the best goal scoring rates in Europe.
Okay, I wanted you to check Ilicic, Atalanta.
Yeah.
Atalanta scores so many goals. But is Ilicic their striker?
No, he's midfield.
No, he's like an attacking winger.
Is he their goal scorer?
Possibly. I'm not sure.
Who's the striker? The striker's Zapata, isn't it?
They got Zapata, but I think he was injured for a while.
Okay.
They got Muriel. Who else they got? They got Alejandro Gomez.
So this is Ilicic. 15 and 19 and 5 assists.
So
yeah, they score so many goals. So I like because are they through? Are they through in the Champions League, or they still got?
Yeah. They're through. They battered Valencia.
Oh yeah, both legs they battered.
Yeah,
they got that ass, man. All right. Oh my gosh, everyone's favorite white dude, De Bruyne.
Is he going to break the assist record? That is the question,
bro. This is my God. So what's the assist record in the Premier League?
It's 20, no?
20, yeah.
Henry did it.
Yeah, Henry did 20. Ozil and
Fabregas did 19, or was it 17 that Fabregas did?
Fabregas got 18, I think.
18. I think they both got 18 in the end.
Isn't Fabregas in there twice? Didn't he do it for Arsenal and Chelsea?
Yeah, correct.
You know what? I think Fabregas is one of the most underrated players in Premier League history. You know,
he is.
I'll send you guys the link, especially you, Devil. There is a great interview that Henry does with Fabregas.
Yeah, I've seen bits of it. Yeah.
No, but basically like on YouTube, because I watched the whole thing. They talked for about 40 minutes. Really good interview.
Yeah,
where he just talks about Fabregas was for Spain as well, and Barcelona was that dude. And they just touch on some, especially what they did in Euro 2012.
Yeah.
I've not played with any strikers. He said that no, people don't give us credit for we won the Euros without playing any strikers.
Yeah.
So
Fabregas is one of the most intelligent players I think I've seen.
The reason why for me he's underrated is probably similar to Michael Owen. People don't talk about him. Is that one, he never led his team to a title. He was very influential in that Chelsea team that won it in 2015. That's when he got 18 assists. But everyone talks about Hazard that year and obviously Diego Costa. But because he wasn't an Arsenal legend and he's not a Chelsea legend and he's not a Barcelona legend, he's just done good, very good at all those three clubs. There's no one club claims him and bigs his name up. Now, because Van Persie, I was thinking he won the league with us, so we big his name up. But someone like Sanchez, Arsenal fans are done with him. Man United, where we never were even wanted like that. So his name is just going to be in Premier League history, but no one's going to make it live long because he hasn't got any affiliation. I said Michael Owen, he was brilliant for Liverpool, left, went to Real Madrid, came back, Newcastle, Man United. So no one really, there's moments for different clubs.
No one claims him.
Liverpool fans hate him.
Yeah.
When you treat Liverpool should be bigging him up if they're talking about these are the great strikers that we've had in the Premier League because his record is mad. But because of their hate for him, his name just gets lost in the when we're talking about the pantheon of strikers.
Yeah.
So obviously, before we go, Devo, what do you think of it? Ozil could have broken the assist
100%.
record.
100%. Ozil would have
100%.
100%.
Because halfway the season, nearly there.
Ozil was on 15 before December.
Yeah, just about
he was. Yeah, he was there, and then Giroud didn't score a goal for like the last 3 months of the season, something like that. Yeah. The amount of chances that Giroud was given, and he missed, and he missed, and he missed. If I was Ozil, I would have boxed him. I'd have taken him to one side. I'd have given one. What are you doing? You're ruining my legacy. But Ozil was so good that season, so good, and that was the last proper good season we ever got out of him.
And you know what? Like, I don't feel sorry for him because he's a legend anyway, so I don't mind him keeping that. But it's like if he was to get that record, his name would be a bit more respected. When you have something attached to it, the most goals in a season, the most assists ever in a season. He's just been a good player at many times, very good player at many times, but a poor player at other times, and there's nothing to attach his name to. And nearly, he nearly did that. He nearly could have done that, could have done this in terms of his Arsenal career.
So just before we go, last thing, is LVG an underrated manager?
No, he's not underrated.
No.
What I would say though is that people need to give him credits for what he did in 2014 with Holland. I think that was sort of a reminder of, hey, wait, was that just before he moved to United?
Yes, yeah.
But you know what I think it is? I think a lot of younger fans remember United. Yeah. They don't remember Ajax. They don't remember all of that stuff back in the day.
Oh yeah, no.
That's the thing. He won a Champions League.
What he did with Ajax was amazing. He won with a bunch of no-name kids.
Yeah,
literally 17-year-old up front.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Come on, man.
And some Finnish dude called Jari Litmanen.
Yeah,
what class. Before we go, have hope. As a segue into what would be the final part. Cristiano Ronaldo has 21 goals in 22 games in Serie A, 25 in 32 in all competitions at the ripe old age of 35. What happened in your stream yesterday?
Look, Nix, I was going to end on it. Look, everyone is tired. Everyone wants to go home and everything, man. Okay. Very, 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 very briefly, because no one cares. And guys are sort of logging off now and everything. But just very briefly, look, we did Real Madrid's 3-peats, and look, he scored a lot of goals. Like the narrative hasn't changed. I was like, when we now went game by game, I was like, wow, those are quite a few hat tricks. Those are quite a few doubles. So he scored quite a few goals. Obviously, he didn't do anything in the 2018 semi-final, but as I admitted on the whole thing, the real basis of my view hasn't changed. He's still a goal scorer, but I'm like, wow, he really did the goal scoring thing to a large extent for that 3-peat. And even if you can't just say it's a one-man job because Modric and Ramos and Navas were very key, the guy, because I think when we did the whole game by game, there were many scenarios like the Wolfsburg scenario, the Bayern Munich games, a lot of those games, like the Bayern Munich game which went into extra time where he scored like 2 goals after extra time. Like there are a lot of games where like we need something to come through. He came through. Like he even scored 2 goals. Basically, when the Bayern Munich first leg, when Vidal scored, he then scored 2 goals for them to beat Bayern 2-1. And then so I'm like, wow, this guy scored some key goals. So,
just to clarify, when was the first Champions League of 3-peat?
Wait, 2016 against Atletico.
He was born in 1985. He was 31 years old. You say he's only a goal scorer.
Mm-hmm.
He was 31. So if you're judging him from his three-peat and saying nothing changes, he's still only a goal scorer, you forget that his Real Madrid career started in 2009. His career at top level, as in the top 5 leagues, started in 2003. He has been more than a goal scorer for more than half his career. The majority of his career, 75%. And in the latter years, he has merged or changed into more of just a goal scorer. To the point now where he doesn't really get involved in much build-up play and he's there to finish it. He's 35 years old. Cut the man some slack and appreciate.
I've given him his credits. He is a great goal scorer. He is a club legend. He is one of the best club players of all time. He's actually one of the best Champions League players of all time. Internationally, it's looking sketchy. Ede, shout out to Ede and Pepe who gave him the Euro. Ede and Pepe gave him the Euro. Ede and Pepe gave him the Euro. He didn't play the final. I'm sorry. He wouldn't have been on the final pitch. So you contribute Hungary and Wales.
Let me just ask you something. Let me ask you something. If Brazil had won the 1998 World Cup and Ronaldo hadn't played that final, would you use that as a stick to beat him with?
Nix, are you okay? Nix, are you fine? Do you want like Panadol? Are you fine? Are you okay, Nix? Devil. These are ifs and buts, and I don't do hearsay. I don't do hearsay. The fact that R9 gave me my O2 World Cup and his legacy is a sealed. So what if Coutinho goes back to Barcelona after his loan? Coutinho's career is finished. But he wants Chelsea.
Well, the question is going to
play. Okay. Let me ask you guys this: Would you take Coutinho in your clubs now?
No.
Well, it depends how much. No. Depends how much. But no, I wouldn't. He's not starting over Bruno Fernandes, so where's he going to play?
No.
Sorry.
So right. You wouldn't take him?
I wouldn't take him. No.
Dying, man.
The reason why I wouldn't take him is because I do rate him as a player, but I think you have to have a very specific way of playing for him to be effective. And I think what he was doing at Liverpool, where a lot of the time it was just pick the ball up, have a shot. There was no build-up when Coutinho was in team. He was ruining the build. Every time he got the ball, he's just, let me shift it and try to shoot. That's why Liverpool got rid of him, because Liverpool had a way that they wanted to play, where they wanted to get the ball to wide players. They wanted to get the ball with Firmino, get involved, blah, blah. Every time he got the ball, he just wanted to shoot. He was ruining all the moves. I don't want to see that at my club. Do you know what I mean? He is very good at what he does, but at the same time, we put someone like him, Saka's not going to get anything on the ball. Pepe ain't going to get any time on the ball. Aubameyang ain't going to get any time on the ball. It's just going to be him getting the ball, turning, trying to shoot.
Aubameyang would probably struggle.
Well, he'd probably be gone by then anyway. So
Martin Rosario sent a super chat.
Knicks, Chelsea was a non-factor in that Madrid three-peat. Also, Knicks, who won the Champions League in 2012? Who won the Champions League in 2012? Who?
Sorry, what does he mean by that? Chelsea was a non-factor.
Basically, he means that Chelsea won. That's what he means. Basically, he means Chelsea won the Champions League in 2012 with one of the greatest one-man shows ever, where never in the history has a team ever been able to beat a team like Bayern Munich, who won the treble the next year. It is the greatest ever Champions League win in history. Chelsea went to the Allianz and said, "What's up?" They got beaten, they got battered, but Didier Drogba, an African black man from West Africa, rose up like a flipping phoenix, man. Guys, thank you very much for joining us. The beautiful thing. Remember, guys, you can follow Nix and Devil on their Twitter page right in the description box below. And guys, support the boys. We have been giving you quality content for about 5 or 6 for a long time. Join us up in the Patreon. The Patreon link is in the description box below. You know that description box? Click the link, view what we have for you. There's different there, and we will be doing an all-time African 11, all-time European 11, and all-time South American 11 for the Patreon for you guys to go. So just help, support us, support our hard work, support what we're doing, and we'll try and give you guys some good content on the Patreon. But it will really, really mean a lot if you can help support us for what we do, so we can hopefully grow it and give you more content. But just a bit of a thank you for the quality you see from the three of us that we give you every Monday and Thursday. Any final words, guys, before we?
Yeah, just sub to the Patreon, help me pay for this big house that I got here.
Nix. Yeah, I mean, there's
something wrong with your ceiling
happening in the house because I can see some white thing
something happening in your
the
ceiling,
background.
there,
Like,
bro.
You mean the light?
is
The
the paint coming off?
The
Is
light.
the paint coming off?
The light.
It's the light.
The lights.
Oh,
Okay. Fix your lights, man.
I need the money.
Yeah.
I need Patreon money. I need it.
Yeah, man. So look, support the Patreon so that Nix can move to a mansion. He can move because he has shown me a few palaces that he can do and make these things from. So support him up so he can live in a mansion. Any last words, Devon?
Just support Nick so I can live in a mansion.
Guys, peace out. Stay true. Stay black. Peace.
Peace.
Peace.